Yeah.
That's great.
Oh man, let's see.
What are we talking about then?
Oh, man. It's all about you.
Oh,
It's all about you.
well, be careful, y'all.
All right now.
What we got to be
Hey,
careful.
right. We about to get into
Okay,
it.
who's in your audience? Because I be saying my heart and it drives
Hey,
upset me.
we'll unfilter the show. So what do you want to say? Unfilter the show.
Last week.
Did I respond?
You didn't.
Oh.
Just want to tell you.
Hi. Check it. I promise. I will check it. Just send some. Just put an H so that it goes to the top. Yeah. Just send me something so it boosts it to the top of the inbox. I don't got it.
Oh, so you find it.
Yeah. That would be lovely.
Right. This is about the network. I watch the podcast and I'm like, yo, maybe she should do this fit with us. So think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk nice to me.
Right. Now, is it Fontenot? That's how you say it? Fontenot. Ooh, it is. Ooh, okay.
No relation to Terry?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but everybody keeps saying.
Oh, really? He's the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So it's like the coach and the GM.
Is he black?
He's black.
Oh,
matter of fact, he's the first black GM in Atlanta for the Falcons. Yeah.
We are winning.
Mm-hmm. Black
GM.
Black.
Let me do it. It's an invite sent. Talk to you.
Okay. How long do you shoot for? An hour?
As long as you want to stay. No, I'm just.
Is it and we're live?
No,
you said you.
Yeah. We can. We can. We don't have to. We can.
Hey, look, I'm open.
No, it's all. We all good. We ready. We can do it.
Relax.
That's good.
You need to be good. You ready?
All right, let's get it. 3, 2, 1. And we're back, people. Big Talk, Big Game, man. Like we promised y'all, man, we got a great show, a great guest that just blessed us in the game room, man.
Who we got?
You know what I'm saying? We got an actress.
Yeah.
We got an entrepreneur.
All right.
We got a self-love guru. You feel me? And we got a host of her own podcast called It's Given Podcast. You feel me? We got the lovely, the sexy, the beautiful, intelligent, the well-spoken person over here in the room. We got Sarah Fontenot in the building.
What's up, Sarah?
How you feel? I feel phenomenal.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? So when I very first saw you or whatnot, I forgot you was doing something with somebody else. I want to say maybe in Country One.
Okay, yeah.
That you were doing something. And I'm like, she look interested. Let me hit her up and see if she be interested in coming on our show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I watched your show, your podcast. I'm like, she got some interesting conversations. We got to bring her on to talk about this conversation that she be having and whatnot, you know?
And also, it's Women's History Month.
This.
Yeah.
Right? And you speak to a lot. We have this full disclosure. We have a lot of female guests.
I love that.
And female clients and people that watch us. And a lot of times they come on here and they talk about the dating game. And they talk about what's going on in their problems with relationships.
Yes.
Right? So, you're a perfect guest for us. For our show.
Right. Perfect guest.
Hey, ladies, how we doing? We're going to get real today. I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah, we definitely get real. You know what I'm saying? But before we do that, you've been successful doing your thing. How does it feel that you've been successful in your podcast, you've been your actors? How does that feel where you at in your life right now?
Oh, man. I feel like Drake. I'm somewhere between I want it and I got it.
I like that. I like that.
It's just, I feel like there's so much more that I could be doing. And then I'm also in a space of like, if I fell off the face of the earth and, was on my compound with my family and my babies and my husband. By the way, I don't have kids or a husband yet. I just know what's coming. I was like, if that were my life, I feel like I would be really happy with that and pop out when it's time to pop out and then come right back.
There it is.
So I'm somewhere between go way harder and chill out.
Okay. And do you feel like that you have enough time to do the chilling out, to do your own thing outside of your success and business and so
For
forth?
sure, yeah. I make that a priority. Like, I feel like there's no life worth living if you aren't being authentic to yourself and if you're not loving yourself.
Gotcha.
Because then we're living in a world where we're constantly beating ourselves up, we're shaming ourselves, we're guilting ourselves, we're doing all of these things where it's like life, we feel like an imposter in our own bodies.
Yeah.
And that's never ideal.
Right. Because a lot of times, you have people that's so successful they lose light of themselves. They lose
Yes.
light of what the reality in the real world is about. You're too busy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked you that question. You know?
Yeah, and nobody pauses you to smell the flowers either. I think that we get in a space, especially in society, where people are so used to you being good at one thing, that's all they really start to care about.
Right.
Especially when that's what brings in the money. It's like, oh, well, as long as you do this, well, how do you feel?
There you go.
You know, and then there's disconnect, and that doesn't feel good.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So I want to take it all the way back as well, because when you was little Sarah, you know what I'm saying? When you were little Sarah, we want to take it all the way back, because we want to go from where it started at to where you at now. When you was little Sarah, right? When you was little Sarah, what was your life like when you were little Sarah before you started being successful and being your entrepreneur and the guru or whatnot?
Well, I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
And Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Regina, Saskatchewan, actually.
Try to say that fast, Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Yep, Regina, Saskatchewan. And I was the only Black girl in every grade growing up. You know, I didn't move to America until I was 20 years old. I moved by myself. So growing up, I never really felt like I fit in. Gotcha. And so I was a tomboy. I mean, and I was a dirty kid. Look, my dad ruptured a dirty. We would have had roaches strictly because of me. If roaches could survive where I was at. Okay, it was too cold. It's too cold for them up there. They choose better climate. But I say that to say, you know, my dad ruptured a disc in his back when I was about 10 years old. And my mom was trying to make sure that we weren't homeless, had her own life, all of us kids. My dad's injury, full-time job and full-time school, trying to get her master's in engineering. Wow. So inside of all of that, you know, my parents, I have some of the best mom and dad. I love you so much. I'm so grateful that God chose them for me. And at the same time, my mom would say, clean your room, but there wasn't accountability. You know, because my mom was trying to make sure we weren't homeless, and my dad was downstairs in the basement healing. So it was like, I don't need to clean my attic. Like, no, what y'all gonna tell me?
Right, you know? Right. What you gonna do?
Okay, I'll take my little whooping, okay? And on the black sheet.
You too busy, you down there healing.
Right.
I was doing me. So I say that to say, you know, I really was a dirty kid. Like, I was. It just is what it is. And it was actually me being a dirty kid. I had an experience happen when I was 10 years old with a girl at school. And I didn't realize until I was 28 years old, which was a long time ago. I didn't realize until I was 28 years old that I had created a story based on that experience that kept me trapped inside of attracting wrong people, wrong experiences, wrong opportunities, wrong relationships. All of it was just not right, you know, not for me or my highest version of self, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was pretty wild.
Okay. And what was your first job? You know what I'm saying? Like when you were little.
Babysitting was my first job.
Oh,
cleaning the house, but we didn't get paid. So I can't even.
Hold on, wait a minute. How you gonna be dirty and you cleaning? How you gonna be dirty and cleaning somebody else's house?
This is the thing. No, we had to clean our house. This was the rule in the house. Your room, my mom would shut the door. Whatever your room looks like, you live in your own filth. Okay, but that living room, that landing, the hallway, the bathroom, the kitchen.
Oh, that better be clean.
Oh, and so I have 7 brothers and sisters, but 5 of us grew up in the house together, right? We have a big, there's a lot of us. Anyway, so we had roles. Like you would have the bathroom and the hallway. The other person would have the dishes because every dish in the house would get dirty every night.
Yeah, 7.
It's 10 people in the house,
right,
you know? And then there was the landing and the it's actually the landing in the hallway, and then there was the living room was equal to, and then the rest of the kitchen. So we all had these little roles that we had to do for cleaning. But if you wanted to be filthy in your room, go ahead. Deal with your little nasty self.
But the stuff that everybody saw when they couldn't have that had to be clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had time to check up on y'all room. Like, too much.
Yeah. And again, I had an incredible upbringing. You know, we got a lot of stories. We fought a lot. I'm a baby girl.
I was about to say, where you at in the?
I'm the second youngest. My little brother ruined everything. I was the baby.
He ruined everything.
He ruined everything. Like,
how many years later did he come?
5.
Oh yeah.
Y'all should have just out. You know, I was doing so good. I know I was the favorite. And then Ahmad, I love you, but Ahmad came around and kind of like took my status. And then, you know, but it's funny because growing up in my household, we've always been very loyal. Where it was like, you know, you can fight your sibling, that's fine, because we all fought either. Like my sister once threw a record at me. Shout out to you, Lauren. Threw a record at me like a frisbee. It smacked me in the head, and I had a goose egg, like with the little cut in the middle for like a week. We fought, but you couldn't fight. Nobody else could fight our family.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, it was like gang in the house.
And that's how I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I'm supposed to be.
you to play with me if you want to, just know. And that's what's funny. And I didn't tell you guys because the studio, the location's a little far from the city here, right?
Yeah.
And I'll let you know. Hey, look, I rarely travel by myself because I'm a woman, and it's nighttime and all the things. And today was a crazy day, and so my team's not here. But in my mind, I'm like, look, anybody, because I'm crazy on my own. Anybody that's crazy,
who would have knew?
I'm crazy on my own. So I'm already crazy. So if you want to test your crazy, my crazy, cool. But just know, if you get me and I get God, you gonna get got to.
It may not be today.
It
may be tomorrow. But you gonna
My family don't play, so I'm really grateful. I don't come from a lot of privilege, but I definitely come from love.
There it is.
That's what's important. So what brought you to America? Like what? How that happened?
Yeah, acting. I'm a cliche.
Okay.
I did 15 years. I just got to Atlanta just over a year ago.
Okay.
Now that I learned it, I love it.
Okay.
I stay in my lane and I stay out the way.
Okay. Oh, so you only been here for a year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you may have been here longer than that. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty fresh, and it's funny because I think my mom was always trying to get us to move back to America because my dad is from Compton. My mom is Canadian. So like I said, crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Compton?
Combination.
Canadian.
Yeah, it's a look.
Because Compton, Canadian, it's so nice.
Sacagawea. Oh no, it ain't Sacagawea.
But truly.
Right.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's been good. And so I moved, I got into a theater academy. They only allowed like 14 to 20 people per semester. I auditioned to get into this school and I got in. And so I was like, I'm moving to America. And it's funny because people are like, weren't you scared? So I was 20 by myself moving to America. And my dad always said, we never worried about you, Sarah. And it's the fine nuances that only in adulthood I'm able to look back and say, like, damn, like my parents are really dope because I've always had kind of like this rebel spirit. I've always known to question what you tell me. It might be your truth, but that doesn't make it my truth. And I'm okay with that. And you can think whatever you want to think about me. It has nothing to do with me. Right. And so inside of that, my parents, my mom and my dad, they used to joke when I was young. My dad would say to my mom, can we just kill her? Like if we just took her and we threw her off of a cliff.
That's the Canadian, right?
That's my dad. And they would joke about it because I was so hard-headed, and I'm still hard-headed, to be honest, where I need to be, because that's an important, like, leadership skills come with critical thought. Leadership skills come with questioning the status quo and creating the reality that you want instead of taking the one people give to you. And so my mom always said, we had to be very careful with you, Sarah, because there's a fine line between discipline and breaking a child's spirit.
There it is.
And we never wanted to break your spirit. So when I moved to America,
big up to the parents for that one.
Yeah, my dad was like, I'm not worried about Sarah knows who she is. And I never got swept up into anything. There's a lot of things that you could fall into in LA and in Atlanta. I'm grateful that despite my struggle, despite when I was debating whether I was going to put gas in my car or food in my fridge, when I got sued for $3,500 because when I lived in my apartment for 4 years, I paid my rent only twice on time, when I was crying myself to sleep at night because I was living off of Teddy Grahams and applesauce and the Jack in the Box 2 tacos for $1. That was my life.
You live like a baby for real. Teddy Grahams and applesauce? God.
It wasn't free.
She ain't getting no meat.
Man, let me tell you, but I'm grateful for those times because it's built me into who I am now. It's given me that character. It's given me that strength. It's given me that resilience. So I think that it's a really powerful place when you can look at what you're going through and choose to grow through it and not just go through it.
There it is. Man, we got Sarah Fontenot in the building, man. You feel me, man? The game room, the self-love guru, you feel me? So is that where you pull, as you call yourself the self-love guru, is that where you pulled that idea or that title from your family or what your family showed you as far as the love? Is that where you pulled it from?
No, I think I feel really empowered inside of teaching self-love now because I know self-hate.
Gotcha.
You know, there's some things that no matter how much family you have, no matter how much someone, like my mom, my sister, I have a sister, absolutely striking, light bright, Coke bottle frame. I didn't get that blessing. You know, I love you, Lauren. I didn't get that, you know? And so my mom, when we were young, she'd always say, you are beautiful. Lauren is gorgeous. Your apples and oranges, you cannot compare. And I'm like, gorgeous sounds bad. What are we talking about?
Right.
It literally didn't matter how much my parents would say that they loved me. It didn't matter how much my parents would tell me I'm beautiful. When no boys at school liked me, and they all liked Lauren. When no boys at school wanted to talk to me because my hair was different. When no boys, it wasn't until I moved to America that I even started really kind of getting attention. So it was and that made me build a wall of like, oh, y'all trying to just sleep with the new girl. It ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. So I feel like self-love came because I went through the work of learning where am I traumatized? Because even though I had an amazing upbringing, we're all traumatized out here, you know, and as parents, we all traumatize our children. I don't have kids yet, I'm just speaking that. And I did the work to find out where am I the pinpoint of all of my pain. And 99% of the time, all of the things that I've been through, it was me. And so I started learning and doing these
accountability. Accountability.
You know, and
everybody got it.
Right. And I like that how you did that, making you hold yourself accountable, because you don't find a lot of women that do that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You don't find a lot of women that hold themselves accountable for that.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and you may be right, people in general, but mostly if you had to weigh the scale, to be leaning more towards the women, because a lot of women ain't gonna hold themselves accountable.
Well, I think people are just very prideful and don't want to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of deflection. You know, so
being wrong is hard.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? And so you got this show, It's Given Podcast.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's being very, very, very successful and whatnot
you.
right now. And you be having some interesting conversations. Like, you nervous about what I'm going to bring up? You know what I'm saying? So one conversation is that you had that you be talking about femininity and masculinity. Or whatnot, and you asked this one lady, like, how did you know, or how did you find your feminine side? And she was saying something about just one day being at home doing something. That's how she used to practice it or whatnot, you know. And is that what you get most of the time from women? Is that's how they find their feminine side? Like, or how do you feel like women find their feminine side?
So this is the challenge, because, and I don't want to be too like scientific or esoteric or like spiritual, but the truth is, a lot of the times, I think the reason why women, I heard this, a woman on a podcast said it so eloquently, and I know I'm going to butcher what she said, but essentially she said a lot of women go wrong inside of trying to find and establish their femininity because they're doing it through the eye of the masculine. What does that mean? It means that we are trying to understand it. We're trying to make it tangible. We're trying to achieve it. These are all masculine traits. Whereas to be inside of your feminine just means to be, period.
So it's innate.
It's an embodiment of it.
So no thinking like a man. You just got to be you.
You just got to be a woman, and without the idea of the societal norms of how men think femininity is. Feminine is flow. It is creativity. It is love. It is nurturing. It could be tsunami or it could be river. And it really depends on what kind of boundaries that you have for yourself and learning yourself.
Okay.
So you got to practice the embodiment of being feminine, which means, how do you talk? You know, the way I talk to my man is very different from the way I talk to my girls. You know, the way that I talk to a baby is very different from how I talk to my parents. You know, how do you dress? And not to say that you need to be sexy, because I think women are way overly sexualized and way overly objectified today. However, do you feel good in what you put on? How do you do your hair? How do you do your makeup? Do you want to wear makeup? Do you not? Like, we should leave in a way where we feel good when we walk out the door, period.
You're right.
And when you get on that vibration, you attract on that vibration, you know? So it's really about embodiment and less about understanding and more about just feeling into it.
Gotcha. Is that how you feel into it? Okay. I'm just. So let me ask you this: Can a man at all tell a woman how to be feminine?
I think men do try to tell women to be feminine. I think men think they have this idea of what it is, but when they ask for it, because a lot of men say they want a feminine woman and don't mess around and say they want a divine feminine woman, because you got to remember, divine comes with God. God comes with light. When you bring light to the dark, we exposing all the demons.
There it is.
And a lot of men are not prepared for that level of accountability.
Somebody had to rewind.
Right.
I'm just saying, right? So I think that men definitely have an idea of what they think it is, but the funny part is most men are trapped inside of what they believe the gender roles are, which is very different from the feminine energy. You know?
Do you believe in gender roles?
Absolutely. And not in the traditional sense. I believe you create the rules and roles that you want in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Don't tell me I'm not going to be the girl that's deep cleaning the house. I'll tell you, right? I have a cleaner right now by myself. I'm not going to, there's certain things I'm not going to be the girl that cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I could order real well.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't. Now I can cook, but if you expect breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week out of me, don't choose me. This ain't
the one
it
you
ain't
want.
gonna go well. I'm gonna make you a smoothie for breakfast. And that's the other thing too. You got to look at alignment, like breakfast food. If I think about breakfast and my man is like, "Ooh, baby, make me grits, pancakes, bacon, and sausage," I'm gonna be like, "Here's this smoothie real quick and a ginger shot."
Right
there.
You know, it's everything
right.
you need. So I think that the roles are knowing yourself enough to be willing to say no to what you know is not for you. And I think we as women, we want the outcome so bad that we'll rationalize bad behavior. We'll rationalize disrespect. We'll rationalize red flags because we've been born and bred to believe that we need to get married.
Yeah.
Hey, I said
yeah. You said that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Which brings me to my next question. I'm glad because that's a nice little segue to bring that or whatnot. You also had on there that a lot of women don't understand the difference between being married and being a wife.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can you elaborate on that more to people that may have not seen your show about what you meant by that?
So what I mean by that is we live in like this weak generation. Because marriage to me, right? My dad ruptured a disc in his back. We went through two rounds of cancer. My mom has gained weight. She's been stressed. My parents, at the end of the day, love each other. They still hold hands. And not to say they are perfect. They are not. I'm sure they get into it. I've just never seen it, you know? But personally, they've never
so they keep that from you.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, have you ever screamed at this man? And you know, now that I'm an adult, me and my mom, we'll kiki, or me and my dad will like laugh about like the other person. But realistically speaking, I personally feel as though when you get married, and this is the problem with society, I think most people look at marriage like, well, if this doesn't go well, let's get divorced. It's easy to get a divorce. Yeah. It's easy to quit. Yeah. It's easy to say I'm done. It's easy not to do the work. It's easy to build resentment because you don't want to have the hard conversations.
There it is.
It's easy to, allow access to you in an inappropriate way and then blame that person and gaslight that person for doing X, Y, Z. Right. It's so easy not to take accountability. And to be honest, it's human. Because humanity wants to stay comfortable, right? We want to stay inside of this comfortable bubble. But marriage to me means we ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Oh, you don't like me today? That's fine. Tell me why. Right. What did I do?
Right.
And if you do those things, and for me inside of my marriage, what I believe, I'm praying, hey God, I know you hear me right now. So I'm praying that when it's my time, that my husband and I, we do assessment dates where it's like, okay, where could I show up for you better as a wife? Where can you show up better as a husband? And you're so just transparent with how it works that it's like, oh, and because you're doing it consistently, I don't have 38,000 things that I've packed into a bag that's bottled up inside of my body and filled with resentment because I've taken the time to have those conversations.
That's important.
Being a wife means loving that man through the ups and downs. Being a wife means writing it out even when you don't understand. And truly what I believe is being a wife means being submitted to the mission that y'all have together, being submitted to that man because you trust his leadership, being submitted to God inside of that man because you're in tune with God yourself. And if you can't do those things, marriage is probably just going to be like, If it's hard, we can always get a divorce.
Mm.
But that's not what marriage is to me.
Man, she's speaking them truth, man. You feel me, man? Hey, there's a lot of people out there that
It's
need
giving.
to. Hey, you feel me?
Giving is giving.
Hey, they needed to hear that stuff, man. Like, you know, because a lot of people may not know, you know what I'm saying, or follow you, but they need to hear that today. You know, because like you say, you know, women are embedded or bred as young girls. They play them a Barbie doll, like you know, me and you talked about, you know, that, okay, I got to be like Barbie. I got to find my Ken. I got to be married. I got to, you know, it's in the dress and all this. But like you said, but they don't know what comes with it, though, to be that wife.
It's
or
like
whatnot.
the
You know
thing
what I'm
everybody
saying?
tells us we need to do that we're never prepared for.
Right.
And then
Right.
I agree with that. On top of we are bred to be wise, we're only valuable. That's the worst part. We're almost looked at as less valuable if you're single with no children. There have been men, like right now, I'm single as in I'm not married, right?
Mm-hmm.
There have been men that'll be like, oh, but you're not married. So I've been engaged 2.5 times. Okay. I could have getting married is easy.
Hold on, two and a half.
I knew we were gonna go there.
Hold on, wait a minute. The
I told
half.
there'd be no
I know
math.
it.
I was trying to figure out.
Golly, I didn't know.
About it.
I didn't know there was a such thing as half. Like either you are or you're not. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well,
You say maybe?
No, what happened was this man asked my dad for permission to marry me in front of me and my mother.
He didn't know how that worked because you kind of do
Yeah,
it.
hey,
I mean,
I can give you his number. You could call him.
Nah.
Give him a pointer or two. You know, he
we'll
needs
have
some
him watch
boy.
the show.
Wow.
Yeah. But I say that to say that if we are born and bred to get married, and then now you're looked at as more valuable, you know how many miserable married people I know? They can't stand their husband,
Yeah.
but they're married though.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it because you're married.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it because they are tired, they are frustrated, and damn near hate their own kids.
Mm.
But their parents, though, it's not how it works.
Right.
If it's not in alignment with what you truly want, if it doesn't actually bring you joy, be patient for it.
Yeah.
You can't rush. It's like trying to rush a pregnancy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're
that's
right.
what, you know, just talking, you know, between men, that's the reluctance of a lot of men to commit, because there's a lot of men got to figure out, okay, does she just want to be a wife? Does she just want the, you know, or is this a commitment thing that, you know, we're going to stay together and we're going to grind and we're going to grow together, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I see that. Because just when I was asking you about gender roles and a man teach a woman to be feminine, it goes the other way around. It's a lot of women that's like, well, this is what masculinity is, and this is how you do it. And I feel the same as you on the man side, like, just be you, and whatever that is for you, it's in you. You know, I don't know if you feel like the waters are muddied a little bit when you talk about LGBTQ and you know what people identify as. But for me, when it comes to being a man, I'm gonna tell you how to be a man, because I'm gonna be a man. You know, it's not for me to tell you; it's for me to just be me. You know, so
yeah.
You know, so
And I think like masculinity and femininity are energies; they're not genders.
Right.
So even inside of the LGBTQT community, even inside of the community, I'm learning, y'all. Don't judge me or do. Look, I'm sorry, I'm ignorant to the world, okay? But y'all know what I'm talking about. I say that to say there's masculinity and femininity inside of that world as well. Inside of the world, it's just masculine energy and feminine energy. And I think that what we as women get to understand is that masculine men don't want masculine women. And so I really challenge women that want, because women will say, "Oh, I want a top 1% high value man." Oh, he ain't gonna have the time that you may be looking for.
There you go. Yep.
You can have a man that is providing for you and may not have the most time, or you can have a man that counts on you to pay the bills, but he has all the time.
There you go.
And then there's everything in between, right? And there's
Absolutely.
no right or wrong. It just comes back to what do you
what
want
works
for you?
and
There
you're
you
all
go.
together.
You know, and I think that we keep messing that up. When you go look at the traits of masculinity, which is certainty, it's groundedness, it's direct, it's decisiveness. There's so many things that are masculine. Feminine is soft, it's nurturing, it's loving, and we all have both. Men have feminine.
Absolutely.
Every man on this planet has feminine energy, and every woman on this planet has masculine energy. It's natural.
But it's crazy because, you know, like you said, men have feminine side and a masculine side. But if you see a man acting feminine, another man may be like, "Oh, he's sassy." You know what I'm saying? He must go the other way because he's showing his feminine side. But like you said, everybody has that in them.
Yes, everyone. It's a spectrum though, right? In the book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida, he talks about the spectrum, where if you are type A full blown in your masculine, you probably only have 10 to 20% feminine, and you're 90 to 80 to 90% masculine. And on the flip side, for women, when you are inside of your divine feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine, you are 10 to 20% masculine and 80 to 90% feminine. So it's realistically just, where are you on that spectrum?
Right.
Most times people want the spectrum of 10 to 20% feminine, masculine, 90% masculine man, but they are down here where they 90% masculine woman. No, this man doesn't want this woman.
Right.
This man wants this woman.
Exactly.
So if you aren't willing to be in alignment and be this woman, don't go for this man. You need to just, you know what I mean?
You gotta find somebody that you line with, like you said. You gotta find
balance it
somebody
out.
you line with. Or
Okay,
whatnot,
keep talking. The audience like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what brought you to It's Giving? Like what made, podcasts, we get a bad rap, we do the men versus women, we do this and that, we telling people what to do. Like what made you say, this is something I'm comfortable doing, this is the knowledge that I want to share?
Yeah, well, I love people. And I love conversations. So even like It's Giving, like I don't say I do interviews. I have conversations with people. You want to talk about moon and the aliens, you want to talk about Jesus and the ancient Egyptians, you want to talk about, whatever it is with the intention of healing. I love having conversations. And I love that, people come sit on the It's Giving couch and they say things they've never even said before. I had Les Brown on the show. Do y'all know who Les Brown is?
Les Brown.
He is a pillar inside of motivational speaking. He literally paved the way before Tony Robbins. But like he is, I cried when he came on my show.
Oh man.
Books, YouTube. I listen to this man every day on YouTube for 10 years. I kid you not.
Man.
So when he came on my show, major shout out. Thank you so much.
Shout out Les Brown.
Yes, he came on the show and he gave me 2 exclusives. This man is in his late 70s. I think he's 78 years old. This year he'll be 79. For over 40 years, he's been speaking all over the world and told me 2 things he ain't never told nobody before.
What's that?
Well, one was about Gladys Knight when he was married. And It's Giving legendary. Okay, we had all the things, but I say that to say people feel comfortable. I just want people to feel comfortable to tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame death.
That sounds like us.
That sounds like us. You know what I'm saying? We try our best to make everybody feel comfortable, be they self or whatnot.
But I'm comfortable.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, what would you say about ladies that actually say now that dating is hard? Because I know you heard that numerous times from women that, man, dating is hard. I can't find no good man, all this and all this. What advice would you give those type of women that saying that type of stuff?
How strong is your audience? How direct can I be?
Direct as possible. We want you. That's why we ask you the question, because I want you to be direct as possible. Be upfront and real.
Ask me the question one more time.
How is what do you say to ladies advice or give them advice about how dating is in the society now?
Dating is only hard if you're not working on yourself.
Hey,
dating is
you can't get no more realer than that.
Dating is only hard if you're not working on yourself. Number one, and this is the thing, because you have to remember, I speak to women that want masculine men. Okay, that's my demographic. Masculine men. A masculine man is visual. Number one. I'm not saying you got to be in the best shape of your life. I'm saying you got to do the best with your genetic potential. And the best that you do with your genetic potential, the higher level of options that you will have with a masculine man. It just is what it is. And I hate to say it, and this is the truth. The same way that men be looking at women,
some feelings.
I'm sorry, the same way that men are visual is the same way that women have the desire for safety and security. So money and look are equal for men and women. And so the same way that these men be feeling butt hurt and they get their feelings hurt when we talk about, well, would we date a man that makes $40,000 a year? No, we would not. Why? Because the truth of the matter is, I actually heard someone say this on a podcast. The gentleman said, the reason why women don't feel comfortable with a man that believes in a 50-50 household, and y'all got to tell me what you think, because maybe y'all believe in 50-50. I don't know. I'm judging nobody. But this is what this man said on the podcast. The man said, if a woman does not feel comfortable with a 50-50 man, what she doesn't know is subconsciously it's because that man is not striving for the best that he could be. Because a man that is full-blown in his masculine wants to provide. He may not be able to initially, but the desire should be there. And if you're with the right kind of feminine energy, I just had a lunch with a person the other day and we were talking about, we were just having a normal conversation. He was like, damn. And this is a friend of mine. He's like, just having this conversation with you, I got to go harder. when you get around divine feminine energy, there is something about being in your presence that makes you want to be more, do more, have more, and not from a space of I'm lacking, but from a space of I'm inspired. So I think that for us as women, when we get into that feminine energy, which does look like emotional regulation, which does look like stop cussing that man out every time you're disappointed, which does look like be freaking solid. Stop trying to switch up or choose up every time you get an opportunity to be around a new kind of man. Like stick with your person, you know, or maybe
about that.
or maybe it's,
Right.
maybe it's that you actually start reading books. You know what I mean? How can you bring that man value? And inside of you becoming more valuable people are going to either want you around or want to keep you for life, making you their wife. So I feel like dating is not hard. Dating is so easy. It's so simple. My God, you just have to put yourself in the position to date people that you want to date.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
That's a clip.
Right. Now you spoke on 50-50. I got a couple of questions about what you just said. You spoke on 50-50. Now, a lot of people, when they get into a relationship, they're not asking for, well, they may be asking for 50-50, but let's say, y'all it was just a mutual thing, y'all splitting bills or whatnot down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make the man, in your eyes or your opinion, make them feel like that they're not striving or being 100%, even though it's just a mutual thing between the woman and the man that they just
worked out?
They just splitting, and it's nothing that they talked about. It's just happening. You know what I'm saying? Does that make the man feel like, in your eyes, that he's not striving to be 100%? But I'm asking you though. I'm asking you.
I will say I'm
asking you.
Me.
I'm asking you.
It is an absolute pleasure to provide something. Like I don't know. I can't even put it as eloquently as you did. But when you have somebody that's for you, I'm a loyal person. You know what I'm saying? So if I have somebody that is there, I don't feel slighted when I'm buying hair, clothes, nails, whatever.
Hair?
Because
hey, wifey.
Because that makes me feel good that I'm able to do for, and especially when we're talking about, even if it is just cosmetic stuff, even if it is materialistic things, like that's me. You know what I'm saying?
That's mine.
Hey, go on, baby, go on. Let me. How much you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Boom. My wife asked me for money. I'm gonna give her a little bit more just because. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a feel good, and it's like that's the thing we got going on. I understand it may not happen all the time. But I don't feel slight. The point is, I don't feel like, man, she wants something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy to do it. Yeah. You bought your wife shopping sprees. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's a good feeling.
Yes.
As a man, for me.
And I think
so I get what you're saying.
I think that I think the problem is men are choosing women they don't really like for real. They're choosing women that are good for a night and not good for a lifetime. That's just the truth of the matter.
That's another clip. We go.
It is what it is.
It's funny you say that too. Yeah. I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
Well, I say that because if you choose somebody that you know rocks with you, that you know has your back, that has aligned morals, that has an aligned vision for what you're submitted to the mission. Submit means sub, which means under mission, right? You're under the mission and you're going somewhere, right? Inside of this relationship, ships have to go somewhere. These are traveling somewhere. So if we are doing that, we're going from point A to point B. And you love this woman because a masculine energy that loves you wants to solve a problem. Period. It's innate inside of men. It's not something you have. Ladies, if you are begging your man, if you have to ask your man, because this is something too, we as women, we don't have to ask for anything. We state the need. We plant the seed. And if he loves you, he will want to solve the problem. So I feel like the problem is most men aren't committing because they're choosing women that they know they don't want to even commit to each other. It's convenience. It's comfort. It's easy. It's simple. But relationships are challenging. And that's why it goes back to this weak generation, this weak society of how people, they quit. They quit on everything.
I caught a little bit of flack for being the fixer and so, because, sometimes, be real, sometimes women just want to vent and they don't want a solution. And I'd be having to catch myself. Well, you could. Like, damn, she don't want to hear that. I know. Right. I'm like, okay, well, shit, don't keep crying about it. Let me tell you what you can do.
Right.
Got some ideas.
Because women in this flow, right? It's like you either catch the wrath for trying to fix the problem, or you could catch the serenity of the water. It's literally like, baby, who do you want me to be right now? You want me to give you solutions, or you want me to just listen? Oh, you just want me to listen? Great.
Right.
It might go like that sometimes. Sometimes I want you to know what I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? So I got you. But it's funny because we got a running joke sometimes. We get women on here sometimes, or just in general when we talk to somebody. We like, are you single? You dating? Just getting into business. You know what I'm saying? And complicated. And I always joke like, fella, just have a better situation. She in a situation. She's not gonna say how committed she is, but if you come with a better situation, you might have a shot. It'd be like that sometimes.
Right.
So it's funny when you said that.
Because the other thing I was gonna ask you, because people gonna watch the show and they're gonna ask, okay, so she got all this advice. What's her personal life like? Does she got it together?
I have a great personal life. I love my personal life.
They gonna be like, does she have a man? Like, who is she with? Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is she not married? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on in her life? She has all these answers, but what about her relationship?
Yeah, I think that I have also been inside of the mindset of marriage and a family. And it wasn't until I've been engaged 2.5 times. Getting married is easy. It wasn't until I was like, no, I'm after happiness. I'm after alignment. I'm after truth. I'm after peace. So now marriage and a family, anybody can give you that. Anybody can give you marriage. That's so easy. But like truth, peace, joy, like alignment, it matters who fills that spot. So for me, I've walked away from situations. I've walked away from every situation because it's not in alignment. And I am patient enough. Even now, there's 2 men that are like, will you be my girlfriend? No, I will not. I absolutely will not.
Got to be in alignment. Don't get your shit aligned. You know?
Hey, you still swerving.
You all over here with it. Get your shit aligned.
Right.
Get your shit aligned.
You can't even let go to the steering wheel shit, doctor. You
get that divine. Got to be divine.
And not to say that I don't, even in my last relationships, like I've dated great men, really phenomenal men. But if there's a part of me that feels like, or him even, realistically, I follow a lead. So if your lead is going to where I'm like, you going to Alaska, we talked about California, I'm not ready for this, I'm not prepared. If that's what it is, then let me out. I will hitchhike and get back home.
So you ain't fixing nobody. You ain't giving direction. You like, you know what? I need to find my peace.
I don't fix is such a hard word. I don't think I want to fix. I'm not in fixing mode anymore. I used to build a man like Build-A-Bear, to be honest. We ain't doing that anymore, okay, ladies? We gotta stop trying to fix men.
You looking to follow the lead?
Yes, I want recklessly. Okay. Which means my man has to have certainty. My man has an essence. My man has, and actually the relationship before my last, and I've shared this now a couple times, he said something so profound to me because I thought I was really in my feminine. And for the most part, I was. But at the same time, I'm an achiever. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing all of these things. And
so you're about 35% masculine or something? That's where you at?
No, I feel
I'm trying to get the numbers for y'all, fellas. You can know where you get a line.
Right.
I say that to say that I learned, sometimes when he would tell me to do things, I would be like, oh, well, how do you want me to do it? Why should I do it that way? Do you need me to try it this way? And he would just like stop asking me questions. And he said to me one time, Sarah, if we are on the battlefield and bullets are flying, if I tell you to move, I need you to move. I don't have time to explain to you why you need to move, or we're going to get shot. When we get off of the battlefield, this is when I get to say to you, well, this is why you moved. There was this bullet, that bullet, crossfire here and there. You needed to move this way. And so what he taught me in that moment is
don't get shot.
Don't get shot, but recklessly trust his leadership, and more importantly, choose a man whose leadership you trust.
Damn, that's another.
That's another good. That's good. Golly,
that's amen corner over there. Okay.
Now, wow, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, for anybody, like, do you have a saying that when you in your shows, or for anybody that be watching your shows that be wanting that extra wordage from you? Do you have a saying for anybody that you like? You know what? Let me say this to y'all and be done. Like you like a cap on your end of your show that everybody watches.
It's so small. Like literally the end of my show. Yeah. I just say, hey guys, what's up? Remember that you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you, but you got to do something about it. And then I say, bye.
See what I'm saying? See, and see, a lot of people, like, even though they're short and sweet, that's good to hear that you're phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? You're a bomb and whatnot, you know, because a lot of people do have low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know, and they feel like, you know, they can't.
Freak phenomenal.
Yeah, they can't get it together. Like you said, they can't find nobody that's aligned with them or whatnot. They're starting to give up hope. You know what I'm saying? They setting these standards where, like, if it doesn't happen by this time or whatnot, you know, it's over. You know,
Absolutely,
so like, you know, so they're really frustrated about what their, you know what I'm saying, what their goal and their vision is. But based on what you're saying, you're patient. You know, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of women out here that's not patient. They want it to happen right now, right here, or it just ain't gonna never happen.
Or they feel like they're gonna settle.
There you go. You know, they feel like they're gonna settle with somebody that's not aligned with them, but they get in that marriage title. You know, they're getting that title, but they really don't like this dude. But they getting what they wanted, though.
Majority of people.
You know?
That's why over 70% of marriages or divorces are initiated by women. Yeah. Ain't that something? Because we're sold that is statistically, it's really just saying we're sold the dream.
Yeah.
Women are told to get married. We go and we do the thing. We get married, and then it's like, ooh, this was a terrible idea. 70% of divorces are initiated by women.
Gotcha. So if a random man just walked up to you, you know what I'm saying, and wanted to talk to you, what would they have to present on day one, first impression? What would you have to do? Because you said alignment, so you're not gonna know if you're aligned with this dude right out the door.
Yeah.
So what would they have to say to Sarah to be like, you know what?
What's that Sarah?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what would they have to say to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. What would they have to say to Sarah? Be like, man, you know what? I got to do this on first impression in order to get a second date. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would they have to do?
Oh, I'm like, I don't even really meet men out like that. Like, men are like, oh, you know, they say their little thing, and I'm like, thank you so much, and let's keep it going. Thank you so much. Thank you. Honestly, most of the people that I date are either like somebody kind of was like, you need to meet this person, or I've known them before. And honestly, I feel like most times this is gonna sound really terrible.
Perfect,
man. Right. Perfect. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Only on Big Talk Big Game.
I choose from people I already know.
Okay.
I don't really choose anybody new.
So Country Wayne got a shot. Okay, cool.
That is hilarious. I love you, Wayne. I love it. Yeah, no, I don't really meet anybody new. And when I meet new people, like, I'll give out my phone number, and it's like a vibe. I guess I should say, yeah, but you know.
You really got this speech to
sound right. Hold on, wait a minute. You got a podcast. You got me solid.
You the self-love dude.
I'm just over here thinking, like, I'm like, how many new men have I? And then I this is my toxic trait. If I'm not getting the consistency or the urgency or the leadership that I desire, I just fade to black.
Mm-hmm. So it's based off how
chase it.
Yeah, you know, like it's based off how he talking to you and how he come up to you. Then you know what I'm saying.
That's it's energy, and for sure. In essence, there's. Let me just for my fellas, okay? There is nothing sexier than a certain masculine essence of a man. Like when he walks up and he knows who he is, and it's like, I could do this with or without you, but I just want to pay you this compliment because, you know, I recognize a good thing when I see it. Okay. What's your name? I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. I love a man that is confident, a man that knows who he is. Like, oh, you will probably get my phone number. Now, how you behave after you get my phone number depends. You know, that's kind of where we go from there.
Start off with the, hey, man, you start losing points.
Well, they don't lose points. It's just and this is whether it's toxic or not. I study people and I watch patterns. So the second that things, and I'm very communicative. Look, I'm just putting all my business out there. I'm very communicative. So once I see a change in pattern, I'm going to ask you about it. Some men don't like questions, you know? And so it's like, oh, if you don't like my question, that was easy. You out. You know what I mean? You can't communicate.
Because you're not communicating.
It's easy to say, you know what? I don't really want to talk about that right now. Oh, I respect that. But if you just get mad or you gaslight or I ain't got time for you got to heal. I ain't got no time for that. Because you could ask me anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm very open. I'm very transparent. Almost too open, to be honest. I just be like, my whole life, this is it. What do you want to know? And there's no shame in my game about anything. You know, I'm a relationship girl. I've only ever really been in relationships. This is the longest I've been single since I was 15 years old. And I'm doing it by choice. And it feels really good. to say, no, I'm waiting for my king. This is one thing my therapist told me. My therapist said, because I used to say, oh, my future king, my dear future husband. He's like, you better stop saying future or he'll never get here. It's like the dog that's chasing with the fishing rod with the bone on the front.
I know you're talking.
Yeah, it's like he never
gets it. Yeah.
But my husband, like hey husband, like ooh baby, like my husband is probably stressed out over some girl right now, and that's okay. Or maybe he's on a journey of silence. I have no idea what he's doing. And this is the thing: don't have attachment to the outcome. That I know that I have a husband out here, but in this lifetime, if we never meet, well, catch you on the flip side.
All right, catch you in the afterlife.
Okay.
There it is, man. We got Sarah Fontenot in the building, man. You feel me? So, Sarah, you know what I'm saying? So, we're going to have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, on your podcast, you be serious conversations and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to really let your hair down now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm
What?
saying?
Hair
So,
flip? Let's go.
we play a game called Rapid Fire, and we throw really rapid fire questions at you or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Just to let y'all know, the Rapid Fire is brought to you by Love is Black. Make sure y'all go get y'all some gear, loveisblack.com. I'm sporting the shirt right now, Love is Black. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about love today. So make sure y'all go to loveisblack.com and go get y'all gear, man. You feel me? Hey, so
What you
got some rapid fire questions for you or whatnot, just some random stuff. You know what I'm saying? About Miss Sarah Fontenot.
okay.
What is your go-to dish to cook if you had a man or whatnot to cook for? What would be your go-to dish to cook for him?
I love to
If you
cook
had a-
desserts.
What kind of desserts?
Pecan pie, apple pie, and I'm a scratch girl. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for real. I'm gonna be in there peeling them apples. I'm gonna be like,
Oh, you getting busy.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You getting busy.
Thank you, Mom.
You getting busy. You getting busy.
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
desserts girl. Really, realistically, I haven't met a dish I haven't slain. I just
Okay.
now if you get
Cook it to the
foreign,
Okay.
I got nothing for you. But I mean, chicken's easy, salmon's easy, fish is easy. It's all pretty simple.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
Salad.
Salad.
What kind of salad?
I love like a spinach salad with strawberries and feta cheese
Oh, so you
and
getting fiber.
blueberries.
Okay.
So no
nuts.
dressing?
Not really. And I also don't eat meat or
Oh,
fish.
okay. So you're a vegetarian.
I'm a selectarian.
Selectarian.
That's a new one.
Right, break that down, please.
So I don't eat meat. I haven't had beef or pork or any of those things for like over probably 10 years now. And I haven't had chicken in probably like 6, 7, 8 years. And I just stopped eating fish 2 years ago. But if I wanted to, I would do it. So I don't like people to put me in a box because the second that I'm like, I'm a vegetarian, if I go out the country and I want to have some salmon because it's actually salmon, not made in the lab. If that's the case and I want to do it, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm not going to hear your mouth talking about, oh, I thought you was a vegetarian. So I'm a selectarian.
Okay.
Always of my
Okay.
Don't put me in a box.
Okay. What's the most expensive thing you ever bought for yourself? Wow, this supposed to be rapid fire. She really thinking about this or whatnot, you know?
Can I say the most expensive thing I've ever bought for someone else?
You can do that, yeah.
Do that.
I bought my mom a Cadillac Escalade.
Really?
Get the fuck out of it. Them people just don't say that shit. I bought my mama a Cadillac Escalade.
When was this? What year was this?
2019.
Wow. People just don't say that.
Her
Right.
name is Raven. That's the car's name. It's got the Kona colored seats.
Wow.
She didn't know. She was test driving.
Wow. People just don't say stuff like that.
Is it black?
It's black. It's black and black.
Hold on, wait a minute.
It's the Tucson. That's the Raven.
Okay.
Anyway, let me ask you this.
I had an Eddie Bauer.
Describe, if you could,
Mhm.
the perfect date for you.
Let's go get a smoothie. Let's go for a walk in the park. Let's sit on the bench. Actually, you know what I really love? This is gonna sound so corny. And then
Cheesecake Factory? No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing.
it's worse than that, to be honest. Girls going to Cheesecake Factory are really winning over me. I love to sit in the car, listen to music, and eat ice cream, and get all like nestled up in the chairs and like just talk to one another.
That is a good date.
I love that.
That is
I love, but I'm a connector. If it's shallow, I don't do well with shallow, and when I don't really eat much, so I eat the same thing every day. So bring me to a nice restaurant. You really hurting me because they don't have much option for me. Much of an option.
So you're a picnic type of girl.
I would love a picnic.
picnic.
I would love a picnic, but don't let it be too hot because I don't like the sun just scorching.
Okay.
But yes, I love a picnic.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a cool date right there.
Yeah, I love sitting in the car and listening, and I love music.
Mhm.
Or like a game night, that would be ideal. Playing like taboo karaoke with the friends, you know,
Okay.
food.
Karaoke. What's your karaoke song? Go-to song.
He loves me, Jill Scott.
Get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You in there, Jill Scott?
A little bit.
Okay.
I try my
How you
best.
find out?
Can I ask you hit a little bit, you know what I'm saying, real quick? Oh, see, yes, see what
Now
I'm
I'm
saying?
shy.
Right, see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You can't be shy, you know what I'm
I'm over
saying?
here talking all the smack in the world, and boom, do it. Oh, I feel sick.
Oh, man. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button?
Ooh. Pause, because if I rewind, it's going to change the whole future.
Okay. Good question. Good. Well, yeah. I don't know if I want. I probably would choose a rewind button.
I know, but then you change the whole trajectory of the future. Because you did something
Possibly
different.
though. Possibly though.
But why else would you rewind to do something, not do something different?
Because you know how you always got that in your mind, and everybody goes through it. Man, I wish I would have did it or could have did something different or whatnot. You know, when I had the time, but you really didn't do it. So that'll be the time to be like to go back and do that.
Can't do it. Not me. But I love that for you.
When the last time you been to church?
I stream in a church on Sundays, James Church with Pastor Darius Daniels.
God is
Dr.
good.
Darius, God, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. God is good.
Just tell you know,
You
some
know?
people, you know. Okay,
No,
okay.
and also I feel like I have a very peculiar relationship with God in the sense that a lot of people just communicate with God
Mhm.
instead of have a relationship with God. And one is where we're constantly talking to God, and the other is where you spend time with God. And so I feel like I read this book. It's a trilogy actually called Conversations with God. That jacked me up. I'm not going to lie. And now I don't really live in a lot of the boxes that a lot of us do because we're indoctrinated into a way of thinking and being.
Systematic.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, I'm a little touched.
Okay.
Different.
Okay.
My mom says unique. I say weird, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna mess you up with it just to see where your mind is at. We ask everybody this question sometimes.
Mhm.
How many holes does a straw have?
How many hoes?
Hole. How many holes?
Straw.
does a
Having
straw
hoes.
have? How many holes does a straw have?
It's one all the way through.
Good job. Good job.
Is that the answer?
I
Or would you
think
say
that's the
two?
answer too. I think that's the answer
I feel
too.
like it's one hole. Like a
I think that's
hole.
the answer.
And, yeah, one hole.
You'd be
and-
surprised when people say it.
What, they say two?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. How would it?
I know it doesn't. You know? I know it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You need to
No
explain
wrong
what people-
answers,
you need to
Sarah.
explain to be
I'm trying to
watching. You know
find
what I'm
the
saying?
right
I know it doesn't. You know?
It's like a riddle, but I like riddles.
Right. I know it doesn't. But people be coming over here and saying it has two, and they be defending their answer to the end.
We have a long conversation.
That is
We'll
two.
cut the cameras off. Let's just have a conversation.
They be defending their answer to the end, man. I'd be like, wow. Like,
One hole.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I
I
definitely
thought you
agree.
said hose.
No,
That's Patron had. I was like, oh, this what happens on the weekend? I'll be in the house. Okay? I'll be playing backgammon on a Friday night.
What was your favorite subject in high school?
Math,
That was your best.
science, yeah, for sure. Acting, well, theater.
Okay, so you just named 4 different things now. You know what I'm saying? You said math,
Yeah, we
science,
doing that.
acting, theater.
Yeah, I didn't love art. I'm not a very good artist.
Okay.
It's not my strong suit.
Okay. Hey, everybody can't draw.
I can't or
You
paint.
know what I'm saying? Everybody can't draw. You know?
I could get colors mixed pretty well, but like putting them on canvas. it's just
Okay.
not- it's
Okay.
not the answer.
Well, like I said, we unfiltered, so I'm gonna ask you this question as well.
Oh,
We
my God.
unfiltered or
You
You said
Yeah.
whatnot.
Get it.
unfiltered,
Yeah,
I'm scared.
we finna get into it.
Okay.
Would you rather have
Ooh.
a quickie 2 times a week
Oh.
or make love for hours 1 day a week?
Oh, quickie.
Okay.
Hours? I'm dead. I can't do hours. Who's got hours in them? I don't have hours in me. People still go for hours. I died. I died about 3 hours ago.
Damn, 3 hours ago.
He said plural.
I mean, I just said it could be 2 hours. You know what
Then
I'm
I
saying?
would have died an hour and 45 minutes ago.
saying.
Concentrate. Okay? That's all I needed, my
Wow. Damn.
Hours?
Hey, she real though. Cause I've been saying like, hey, most men you only gonna last about 8 to 15 minutes. That's all you're gonna last about.
Hey,
8 to
fellas.
15 minutes.
Get a line and a solid 15. Get a line and get you a solid 15.
Oh
That's
man.
about 32 pumps. About 32 pumps in.
No, then again, it could be longer than that, depending on how the stroke is. You know what I'm saying? It could get about 145.
He can only go 15 minutes. The last 5 pumps,
Right.
pumps gonna be slow in
Hey, gotta go. Gotta go. You only got 15 minutes. That's it.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
all right, so you're an actress.
Yes.
They're making the movie of your life, your
Oh.
pick. Who, besides you, is playing you at this stage where you at right now? Who can do it? You cast it.
Who? Who can do it?
And besides a family member.
And I have to be this age. I was totally gonna say Viola
You want-
Davis.
Give me a couple of the Viola Davis.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
that woman just is
She's next.
masterful.
Mm-hmm.
If I were white, and I'm not at all, I would
whiteness.
say no. No, people be like, "Oh, Canada, your mom is white." No, my parents are black. Okay, I just have a blonde unit on today. The Virgin Air Fantasy. Shout out to them. Okay, so my mom, not a family member. If I were white, Meryl Streep, also masterful.
Okay.
Not Charlize Theron, masterful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a fine white woman.
That's-
the door, the
Right.
commercial.
Right.
You guys married the black
Yeah.
woman?
Yeah.
I
Keep
couldn't.
black love
I
alive.
could not do it with the white
I could-
woman. I couldn't marry her.
I couldn't be a girlfriend, boyfriend with a white
You
woman.
couldn't.
No.
Really?
Now, I was in white women. I was in white women.
Okay.
But I could never call her my girlfriend or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Couldn't do it.
you know,
Couldn't do it.
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? What about you? Could you be with a white man?
They say never, but I just don't know. My first boyfriend was white.
Was this in Canada?
This was in Canada.
I'm about to say this is in LA. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. I feel like I don't know that I could date someone I can't relate to,
Mhm.
That's where I'm at.
and I don't want to explain why my hair is curly when it gets
Mm.
wet. I don't want to talk about why I have to put lotion on every day. You know, there's just certain things I don't want. And then also, I think about if I had children with a man that is not colored at all,
Mhm.
because I could do Latin, you know, little something.
Mhm.
But when I think about that, my white husband would have black children,
Mhm.
and don't let it be a son, because now my son, number one, doesn't. It's just my brain
A lot of
doesn't.
explaining.
Yeah,
and also
like
you can't
explain
you
that.
can't relate
Yeah,
to
you
the
can't relate
struggle
to it. Yeah,
because you
true,
haven't
can't do that.
experienced
Yeah.
the systemic racism, the systemic oppression, it just my mind, the way my brain is set up, it's too
You
much
got time for
happening.
And then I also look at it like, not to say, we should still be saying it, but I catch myself saying the word nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you got a white person in the house, you're like, damn, if I say this,
They
does
don't say it.
that give you the right to say it now? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want
Right.
you saying this, but I can't stop it. It's just natural to me. Like,
And
fuck.
if they say it,
I-
you count them out.
Yeah.
on
Right.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
I don't
no,
know
I
if you on
can't
the
do that.
inside of
Yeah.
a black.
You know,
I'm gonna be real with you.
All my brothers, they were white women,
Yeah.
but they're still in Canada.
So that's why they were white women.
Yeah, and I love them. And I will say,
When in Rome.
I have a
You know?
sister-in-law, and she's like a black white girl. She might be a little blacker than me. I'm like, how did you even get this black experience? I'm confused. But they've been together for 27 years.
Wow.
Married, 3
Okay.
kids.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So what's probably been the best city you ever visited since you've been in America?
Oh, in America?
Mhm.
Oh, I was so excited to answer it.
You can still answer the other way too. Wherever, whatever city.
In America,
Yeah. Well, you can say whatever city you want to in any country in the world.
I went to Santorini, Greece. And
That's
when
where I
I
want to
tell
go.
you,
Did you see the?
oh, of course. I saw all the things. I cried so many times on this trip. Number one, because I brought my sister. I was like, don't open your wallet, don't do nothing, like flying first class. We doing all the things. My best friend and well, two of my closest friends, my sister and I, we all went.
Tap in your masculine energy. Okay.
Well,
so that 35%.
Don't worry about nothing. I got it. I love you.
no, my
Right.
girls,
Right.
like y'all on your own. But my sister, it was something that I had always wanted to do, you know? And I cried so hard looking at that water and the white clay buildings.
The
And
white building,
I
the sunset.
yes,
Yeah.
oh, I cried so hard. And it's crazy because, you know, you see pictures of like Santorini
Mhm.
everywhere, and you may not even know that you see it. So if you guys are like, well, where is that?
I
It's
know
the
exactly
place with
what
like
you're
the
talking about.
super blue water, the white clay buildings. It's absolutely stunning. The mountains coming out of the water.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. And I never thought I would have gone there. Like I never was I like, oh, I can get to that place.
Yeah.
And then when I got there and I had a whole other person with me, it was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
But that was great. On that trip, we also did Athens and Rome. We were gone for like 3.5 weeks, I want to say. And I hated Rome.
Really?
It was dark. I don't, maybe you guys can relate. I feel like the energy in Rome had me like,
I'm ready to go.
History.
it's too many spirits, too many souls, too much darkness.
Especially you go to the Coliseum.
Oh, I went to the Coliseum.
Yeah.
My sister cried when she went to the Coliseum.
Mhm.
She's like, I was just talking to my son about what's going on here. Oh, we're just crying. We're definitely. I'm surprised. I ain't cried one time on this show. But in America, I don't know. I've been a little bit everywhere.
Compton. That's the best city she's ever been to is Compton.
I enjoyed Compton. I lived there for 3 years with my great aunt
Okay.
from like 23 to 26.
Wow. Okay.
I never been to Compton.
They got Dr. Seuss trees. They got
Yeah.
a pool in the back.
Yeah.
Dr. Suchi. I know exactly what you're talking about when you said that too. That's wild.
Oh man, we got Sarah Fountain on the building, man. You feel me,
Yeah.
man? You know what I'm saying? So before we let you go or whatnot, we want to play one last final game with you before
Oh,
we let you go. You know
I
what
love
I'm saying?
it.
We wanna play
I
one
said
game.
date night.
Let's play again.
We want to play the
Oh,
ranking.
we can do ranking.
Yeah.
Okay, ranking. So I do a little segment sometimes. I'm gonna give you. This is how we get to know each other.
Okay.
This is how they know us. We
Oh.
know them, so they it's interact.
Love this for us.
So I have visuals as well, but we're gonna rank
Okay.
based off whatever it is I'm talking about. Worst to first, based off your preference. I'll give you a scenario, a situation, preference, and we're gonna do it. So y'all ready?
Yes.
So today, what I got going on. We're gonna rank. It's funny, this kind of aligns. We're gonna rank relationship killers.
Oh,
Out of these options, I'm gonna give you now. There's a bunch of things, right?
okay.
So I want you to give me your worst out of these